This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
I want to come back and talk about the tag titles and your run here in a minute, but I do want to ask, when do you think the tanning thing changed? For years and years, it felt like guys were going to tanning beds, and I think maybe they overdid it, and maybe the beds weren't what they needed to be, or maybe we just didn't know what we know about skincare now. But I know that, Flair wrote in his book that he has problems with his vision now and he blames it on tanning, and other guys would have, spots show up here or there, and it's a little cancer scare, and they blame tanning beds for that. But of course, I think you laying on the beach, you didn't need a quote unquote tanning bed, but somewhere along the way, it feels like that changed and guys just went with, hey, I can get tan right out of a bottle here. When do you remember that transition happening?
Well, I figured it out because when I first got to Pensacola, obviously, I was a baby face. Tim Horner came in not too long after that, and he moved in the same eightplex. It was an eightplex condominium. He was right downstairs and around the corner from where we lived. And he had a guy that was going to come over, a photographer that he had met. He came from Louisiana for working for Bill, that was going to shoot some pictures that we could blow up, get some 8x10s and all that stuff. And I just noticed, because by then I'd had a few weeks on that beach and figured out pretty quickly that I really loved that. And I started to look at the pictures, and it looked like to me I was getting in better shape. The illusion was I was getting tanned.
Yeah.
And I could see it. And, there's pictures that are floating around with me with a mask on, standing on the beach in a pair of just tights. It's the most disturbing thing you'll see today if you pull that up. Who is this? What the hell's the matter with this guy standing out on the beach with a friggin' mask on, oiled up? But in those days, it was totally acceptable. The fans never questioned it. They would just go, oh, that's a good picture. But I figured out, and I started looking at the guys that were tanned. Rick McGraw was there for a short time. Quick Draw McGraw, big barrel-chested guy. Remember?
Yep.
After a week, he was bronze because he took it to a different level now. He would go to the bar. We'd go work wherever the town was. Didn't matter. We had bars that we went to on any given night. 2001 was on Sunday. Sometimes on our off day, or a lot of times on our off day, we go to 2001. Just different bars scattered around town. But when the bar closed, he went, I want to say the guy went for like 2 weeks without getting a hotel.
Wow.
He would leave the bar, go to the beach, set up a lounge chair, throw a towel down on it, put his NWA, which was written on the side of his cooler, NWA cooler, set it beside him, have another towel he threw over the top of him, and he would sleep on the beach from 3 till 8.
Wow.
Get up, go take a shower, which was right there, the shower gimmick. Shower.
When you're coming off the beach, they sometimes will have a shower to knock the sand off of you.
Yes. And it was, and the water pressure was, big time, and it was cold. So it'd sober you up.
Yeah.
That's the first thing he would do. Then he would run to the gym for an hour. By 11 o'clock, he was back on the beach, and the guy was glowing mahogany. And I could just tell by looking at him, God, he looks better every time you see him. And it was
mahogany
because of the damn tan.
Oh, God, mahogany. What a line.
Correct. And he got it. And, and the guys started to figure it out that lived on the beach, take advantage of it, or even if you're in a warm climate. And then the thing went, okay. When I left there, I saw I wasn't going to have time because we traveled our ass off for Crockett too. A lot of driving. So then, God, I didn't want to lose all this tan. So then you discovered tanning beds, and that would have been around 85, 86, somewhere in there. And excuse me.
I get it. It's a wrestling podcast, but he's saving us money on our mortgage. Do you really trust this process? The reviews don't lie. 5-star review after 5-star review. We make it fast, we make it easy, and it's no cost or obligation. Give us a shot to earn your business. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did, especially if you like keeping more of your own money. You don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket, so what are you waiting for? Hurry to savewithconrad.com.
You figured out that it was just a better look.
Yeah.
And it progressed from tanning beds, and some guys' skin just couldn't handle it. It would burn them instead of making them tan if they didn't have a base and all. But remember, around that time, you're talking about, okay, now we got Nikita Koloff. Now we got the Road Warriors. Now you got Rick Rude walking in the door. You got all these guys with these incredible bodies. The guys like me that were never going to have a great body, the least I could do was be tan, because somehow, or at least in my mind, it gave you a more athletic, outdoorsy, healthy look, which I'm sure it was just the opposite.
Who was the first guy you remember having a tanning bed in wrestling that you ran across?
Oh gosh, probably it would be somebody like Buddy Landale, probably. Yeah. The one that got the most use out of it that I saw that totally transformed. You remember when Ronnie Garvin was getting his push?
Yep.
Dyed his hair blonde.
Yeah, platinum.
Platinum blonde, put it in a crew cut, and man, he started hitting that tanning bed, and he got mahogany. And he just suddenly, his whole look changed. You know, he went from being just a very solid worker that everybody believed in, and he looked like a star. And I think a lot of it was dyeing his hair blonde, you know, and he had a good thick physique, and just getting really, really tanned.
But in terms of the tan in a bottle, you know, the little self tanner that you see a lot of guys use now, do you think that started late 90s, early 2000s, or more recently than that?
No, I think it was mostly tanning beds and stuff, because that stuff, unless you put it on a day ahead, when you start sweating, would come off.
Yeah.
So I think that would have been a 90s thing, because guys were just, you know, it was just easier. And I guess they had somehow were rationalizing, well, it's better than a tanning bed for you. Right. But you would, you know, guys would put it over. They would forget to wash their hands. The palms of their hands would be bronze.
Yeah.
If you were, you know, around the top of your ankles, guys wouldn't do their feet and, you know, stuff like that. Now, you couldn't see that with boots on, but it gave you a little bit of a hokey pokey look walking around the locker room or in public.
Yeah.
You know, so, but they figured it out, get some color.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.